guys, it's Kristen. Thank you for watching. Thank you for making it to another video. So this week we're going to do a little bit different. We're going to have a little hot topic section. We're going to talk about all the celebrity happenings and goings. And then I'm going to get into the meatier things I want to talk about this week. And then we're going to delve a little bit in the natural hair world. And we're going to talk about mental health because I feel like that is important for this time of the year and it's important all around, but I really feel like it's important to talk about now. So let's go ahead and get started. So Miss Serena Williams, the most amazing athlete in the world, married her husband, Alexis, yesterday in New Orleans. Celebrity guests included Beyonce, I believe Mama Tina, Richard Lawson, and I believe Jay-Z also might have come with her. Kelly Rowland was also there, Sierra, Lala Anthony, Eva Longoria, etc., etc. And I believe New Edition actually performed for her, so that's pretty awesome. Let me tell you about the dope thing that Miss Serena did. So, you know, when you are a boss-ass bitch, you can do boss-ass bitch shit. And she did. So, you know, Miss Queen of Wimbledon, Queen of all tennis, she has, for her place setting, she used replicas of her Wimbledon wins. So that's how she did her place settings. Boss. Also for her goodie bags and her party going bags, she gave replicas of all the various tennis awards that she's won. So that's amazing. Boss level stuff. Goals. Anyway, I thought that was dope, and it just shows how much of a pro she is, how great she is, and her confidence and her strength. All of that is amazing. Her daughter looked amazing, so beautiful. Serena's dress was great. She looked great. Everybody looked great. I want to shout out to my sis, my queen, Miss Beyonce. So she was being cordial with Miss Kimberly Kardashian, who arrived because we all know they don't have the best relationship. But rumors and sources say that Beyonce was cordial, even showed possibly pictures of her kids. So just out of respect to put aside differences for the greater good, Miss Serena's wedding. So shout out to you, BB. So I also wanted to talk about Miss Tia Mowry. She and her hubby Corey are expecting their second child. She's already a mother to Mr. Cree. And if you haven't had a chance to check out Own Special Black Love, Tia and her husband are on it, and I really think it offered a great look into their relationships. Their relationship, their life as a couple, just everything. I think that it was very eye-opening. I think they offer good perspectives. And Viola Davis and her husband were also on there. It was an amazing episode. Actually, it was a series, and I think they're going to come out with a season 2, and I think that'd be great to watch. So yeah. Black Love, of course, is about Black love, and they just offer different perspectives and tips and advice and just their own stories, you know, just to show, you know, the younger generation what love is and how to push through and just give examples of Black love. And I thought that was great, and I do respect Owen for making that series. But anyway, and so back to Tia and Corey. I love them as a couple, and that show just kind of cemented it for me. But as we know, Miss Tia has been very open about her experiences with endometriosis. And typically when you have that, doctors say it's going to be really hard for you to get pregnant. She already dubbed her son Cree as her miracle child, so it's amazing that she gets to have a second child. So I'm so happy for her. It's so amazing. Go girl, Melanie. Shout out to the game. Awesome show. Miss it. It's definitely BT ruined it, but that's another story for another day. So I would also like to speak about Beyonce's twins. Speaking of babies, so the pictures of the twins arrived online, and they're gorgeous, of course, and they're Beyonce's twins. So why expect anything different? I would say that Sir kind of looks like a boy version, not even a boy version, but he just kind of looks like Blue. And of course you see little Jay-Z in him, but I really feel like he favors his big sister. Rumi or Rami, I'm not sure of the pronunciation, but she is gorgeous. And she actually reminds me of Beyonce when she was younger. If you Google Beyonce as a baby, I won't even have to tell you which picture to look at. If you look at it, you'll know what I'm talking about because her daughter looks just like her in that picture. So it'll be really interesting to see what they grow up and look like and what they do. I'm not going to post any of the pictures here on the video because I feel like that's an invasion of privacy. They were already leaked and I'm glad to have seen them. But, you know, celebrities don't owe us themselves like their personal time and their personal life. So I'm not going to like aid that whole, you know, being in their business thing by posting the pictures. But I'm glad to have seen them and they're gorgeous. So Google them, TMZ them, and you'll see them. Also, Serena's pictures are on TMZ. The dress, everybody at the wedding, everything was gorgeous. The thing that they stood in front of while they're saying their vows, it was just all amazing. But anyway, back to my topics. So if you haven't heard, Beyonce and Donald Glover will be in the Lion King movie that they are remaking. So that is awesome. Also, speaking of movies, Incredibles 2 released the trailer today for the new movie that's coming out, I believe mid 2018. I haven't seen it myself, but I've seen mixed reviews. But at the end of the day, like, you know you're going to go see it, so shut it up. Oh, and last but not least, I would like to mention the Come and Meet a Black Person event that was held in Lawrenceville, I believe yesterday. Um, that was my first whole reaction. Um, from what I'm hearing, the organizer was a black woman, and for her perspective, she wanted to have kind of like, I get what she was saying because yeah, a lot of the happenings and the hatred and the ignorance is due to lack of knowing and understanding other cultures. But at the end of the day, like again, it is not the oppressed's job to inform the oppressor. It is not our job to help fix things. The oppressor wants to do all of this and they need to clean it up. But at the end of the day, I respect what she was going for, but I do not respect how she went about it. The whole come and meet a black person thing. White people can go meet a black person anywhere. I don't get it. If you don't meet one, it's because you're purposely trying to avoid one. Just because like statistics show that we don't interact with each other that much, just kind of segregating how we interact, that doesn't mean that you don't encounter one. You kind of choose how you go about things. So I just didn't appreciate it, and the whole coming a black person thing reminded me of how we were like zoos, like back into the 1960s, I believe in London, where they come and looked at us and looked at us like we're exotic pets and all these different things like that. So that's just the whole vibe for me. It also has Get Out written all over it. I just think about somebody pulling out a bingo card while they're there and doing the whole silent auction. So that's not for me. So moving away from that, I want to talk about Miss Gabby Douglas, who felt the need to come out of the shadows and the rock that she's under. Nobody really asked where she was or cared where she was or her opinion, but she came out of whatever woodwork she was in, and she came out to speak out about Miss Allie Reisman's opening up about her sexual abuse and assault at the hands of a former USA team coach for the gymnastics team. I'm sorry, the doctor for the gymnastics team, not the coach. But I'm sure there's probably stories there too. But anyway, Miss Allie was very brave in sharing her story, and I thank you for your strength to share that story. And unfortunately, there were critics who, you know, kind of came at her, especially because she did, like, I think some nude pictures for an ESPN issue. And for some reason, they felt like that was related to what she had to say about what happened to her as a minor. So anyway, she did an Instagram post defending herself, which she really shouldn't have had to do. But she did, and then whatever reason, again, Miss Gabby came out of the woodwork. You know, like someone said, Miss Seventh Place on the uneven bars, face ass, decided to come out and speak. And I'm going to pull up the tweet and read it because I want to get the words right before I proceed with my drag. So Miss Gabby said, however, it is our responsibility as women to dress modestly and be classy. Dressing in a provocative sexual way entices the wrong person. One, boo-boo, shut the fuck up. Two, she was a minor, and a minor that has, no, there's no reasoning, there's no excuse. And even as not a minor, there's still no reason or excuse. And I don't know why she fixed her little fingers to type that. And then she kind of hit us with the Trump, it goes both ways shit. Like, you know, both sides, good people on both sides type of shit. Someone needs to get her together. So I have so many thoughts and opinions about that. I'm not sure why this whole patriarchal myth that needs to be disabled is still going around in thought. Like you need to deprogram yourselves, people. This is not the 50s, the 40s, 1800s, 1700s, all of that. Um, no, the victim, woman or man, neither one of them are to blame, regardless of what they wore, didn't wear, how drunk they were, or how hard they fought. Because in the law, a lot of times in the past, if you didn't fight as hard, if you didn't fight, it was considered rape. So either way, I'm trying to say that at the end of the day, the victim is never to blame. And that's the main point that I want to get across today is the victim is never to blame. And we're not going to talk about, I'm not going to cite Gabrielle Union and how modestly dressed she was or whatever when her rape. That doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter. She was butt ass naked with like a sign that said like popping pussy on her. Like, you don't come at someone unless consent is given. Consent is mandatory. Like, period, point blank. And it's just so problematic to sit here and victim blame. Like, it infuriates me, especially as a woman. Gabby should have stood beside her teammate, as Miss Simone Biles, whom I adore, pointed out. Stand beside your teammate. Stand beside women. Support people. I mean, this was your teammate for two different Olympic times, okay, 2012 and 2016. And I mean, even teammates or not, you need to support victims. It was very hard for her, and it was a very hard experience to go through, I'm sure. A lot of confusion, a lot of processing, all of that. So, I don't, like, girl, I don't know why you felt the need to offer your opinion. And she wants to say that dressing in provocative ways, sexual way, entices the wrong crowd. Sweetheart, it is about power and control and entitlement, point blank, period. You see a lot of these cases that are going on right now that are coming out about people, and you see they're in powers in places of, they're in freaking power positions. And that's what it's about. It's about that power and that control and that entitlement. And then it doesn't even have to relate just to people in powerful positions, because at the end of the day, like, yes, it happens to males, but I'm going to speak specifically on females because that's what we're discussing right now. Males, just by being a man, you have a privilege and you have a position of power. So even if you are not necessarily Bill Gates or Mr. Weinstein, or not that Bill Gates did anything, he just off the top of my head, guys. But just in general, you don't have to be in that position. It can be an any day regular man. Just by being a man, he has that power position. And he feels entitled and feels that he needs to exercise that control. And that's what it's about. So it doesn't matter what you wear or what you don't wear, what you drink, how much you drink. None of that matters, because at the end of the day, it's not about any of that. And, again, it should not be, the woman should not be told that you cannot be who you are. You cannot, express yourself and do what you want, because harm might come to you, because, these are terrible, demented, sick people out here, and we're not taking the time to sit here and correct their foolishness. We're not taking the time to talk to our sons, talk to our brothers, our fathers, our uncles. We're not taking the time to erase this idea, this stigma. We're not taking that time. And, we're just sitting here saying this is what you need to do as a woman, which is not even going to work, because again, it is not fucking about that, guys. Okay, Gabby, it's not about that. It's not about that at all. And a woman should have the right to dress how she wants. Whether she wants to have her ass out, or if she wants to, be all wrapped up, turban, whatever. Just, I mean, full length clothes all the time, whatever she wants to do, or somewhere in between, it does not matter. They have that choice to wear what they want to wear, because that's their entitlement. And you know what, Gabby, or anyone else, if you want to dress modestly, go for it. That's your choice, girl. Do that. But don't put that expectation on other people and giving that as the standard or as the norm, because that's problematic. Like, do not tell people what they should do. But I'm going to chill in the drag for now. And I know people have said that we shouldn't be so quick to cancel people and drag people, but Gabby has had a history of being problematic, not to this degree, but, she was also very rude to her teammates and very shady at the 2016 Olympics. So I felt like this drag is here, and I'm going to tell people to go ahead with it. I'm going to participate with it. But I do think in general that it is, part of our thing, is that we we shouldn't be so quick to dismiss people, so to speak, because we weren't always woke. We weren't always, knowledgeable and open, because I know I haven't always been that way. I am progressing and I love it, but I know it wasn't always there. So yes, there's some times where we shouldn't be so quick to cancel and we should be quicker to educate. Got it. But if someone has a history of problematic behaviors or thinking or speaking, what have you, then the drag can commence, and I have no issues with it whatsoever. And I don't know if I said it before earlier, but I want to go back to the whole come and see a black person thing. It is not up to a black person or any person of color, even women, to try to fix the issue. The oppressors made the issue, so they need to be the ones to fix it. They fucked this all up, and they need to be the ones to fix it. Yeah, we should be there to give a helping hand, but they need to be the one to extend the olive branch. They need to be doing the work, and then we can meet you once you've shown that you're putting in this work. So yeah, that's gonna wrap up that. I want to briefly go into natural hair. In my previous videos, I talked about all these different hair products I use, and I probably don't even use half of them. I don't know if y'all like my hair or not, but I'm just going to say what works for me. Before I do any kind of moisturizing, I spritz with distilled water because that's better for your hair. I spritz it, and then I put on my conditioners. I use a mix of leave-in conditioner from Eden. I use Camille Rose products for my conditioning and stuff like that. I use As I Am for my co-wash, and again, apple cider vinegar. I still do use that because that's important sometimes to mix in with your co-washes and your regular washing shampoos, because it strengthens your hair. It helps with curl definition. And I also believe it serves as kind of a protein treatment, and it strengthens and closes those porous areas of your hair. I'm going to close this up because I don't want my video to run too long, but I would like to say that for mental health, as we know, this is a time of the year around holidays and stuff like that, that seasonal depression, also the season, of course, tends to have seasonal depression going on. And I just encourage everyone to reach out to people, tell them you love them. Don't wait till, like me, they have to pour out their sorrows on a social media, or if it gets worse and you find out when you read a newspaper article, you hear the word that they're gone. You need to be proactive, not reactive. Reach out to people. Don't just say I'm here for you. Actually be there for people. Reach out, check on them, be there for them for real. Yeah, because mental health matters. Having support systems, people who are there for you, someone to listen, all of that matters. You never know if that could be the difference between them saying, you know what, maybe I'm going to stay, maybe I'm not going to kill myself, maybe I'm not going to do this, or maybe it can get better. You never know. So again, mental health matters. So all my people out there suffering, I am you. I support you. I love you. Be strong. Get your help if you can. I know sometimes it's not affordable. There are people out there who offer services for free or on a sliding pay scale, so just always look into that. If you can't afford it, great. Like if you can, just go to the doctor, get your medicine, see your therapist, do what you can do. Your mental health matters, babes. Again, thank you so much for watching this video, and I'm